Good morning. This is Howie, and I'm here to help you win with money. Today is Black Friday, the day after Thanksgiving, November 27. Couple exciting things happening today. I will pick a winner for all the Crunch Gym members, but that video is not in this one. I am going to create that one after this. This video will cover just a market recap. The market is closing early due to the holidays, the day after Thanksgiving. Generally, the markets close at 1. So I have less than 2 hours to get in some trades for today. One of the things I need to do is manage my options position to make sure nothing is going to expire or get some of my shares assigned. So I will just take a quick look at my portfolio, see what I need to do to fix whatever positions I need to fix. So let's get started. A couple things I want to show you before I get started. I want to show you some of the trades I put in. I already had to roll my EA because EA was trading at 124 and change. I'll show you that real quick. Here's the EA, and you will see here it was up to 124.74, and I didn't want to sit here all day trying to figure out whether or not it was going to stay under 125. So what I ended up doing was rolling it out, and I collected a premium for next week. And if you go back to here, you'll see what I mean. I had a cover call expiring for today at strike price of 125. I rolled it 1 week, so I'm rolling it out and up. I moved it up $3. And if you do the difference between the cost, I collected 60 cents and I paid 16 cents. So the net difference is 44 cents or $44 in my pocket. You will notice that I did do another cover call. I rolled, this is a cannabis play, and cannabis seems to be slowly recovering. I'm not sure will it fully recover, but I did have to roll that out. Okay, let's see what happened. While we were filming, another one of my limit orders went across. This is FSLY. I have a cover call on FSLY. I did a video on that a couple weeks ago, maybe 2 or 3 weeks. I got in FSLY at $74, and I'm doing really well on that. I wrote another cover call. I rolled it out and up again and collected another net premium or net credit. But in this particular portfolio, there's a couple things I want to do. I want to close some positions to create some buying power. You see, I don't have a lot of buying power in this particular position. So let's try to figure out how to get some more buying power. And if I scroll all the way down to Visa, you see these things will expire soon. Visa, right here, December 11, is only 2 weeks away, which is 10 trading days or roughly, right, 14 days away. The problem is I have a limit order and these are not going to close. So there's not enough trading volume because these are pretty far out. So what I'm going to do is, for right now, I'll leave those out there. I already have limit orders set to close these positions. So the next thing I'm going to do is, these are at higher risk. This one here. So I want to close these out. So I come in here. I already have orders for the December 11. These are not going to close out. We'll leave those out there. So I'm really worried about the October 18. So let's try to figure out how much it will cost to close. This is an iron condor. You see this? This is $3. If I do this side, you will see this one will cost me a little bit more, $70 to close this. So the math is, it cost me about 80 cents to get into this position, plus the difference between these two. So I collected another 50 cents. So if you do the math, this is roughly 80 plus 50, which is $1.30. And if I close this today, this is the cost. So this means I made money. I made profit, about 50%. So what I want to do is close this position. I want to create some buying power. I want to show you what else I want to do in this portfolio. Here's what the order will look like. Here's the impact to my buying power. It's going to release it. So we'll hit place order. This is all on ETrade. You'll see that. And let's see if it goes across. Since I'm closing positions, let me clean up this one. This is an Iron Condor on SPY. It is the expiration is December 18th, but you can see the cost of closing this is only $13. So I would like to close this, and because I have 2 contracts plus commissions, $30 to close. I'm okay with that. Let's place the order. And let's see what happens there. And that transaction went across much quicker. You see that? It's already across. So let's see what's going on with the Visa. I'm having a harder time closing that. It's up to 75 now. I don't know if I want to spend 75. I may wait another week. Now I am at risk because if retail sales are up, Visa will go up, and the 2 Visas trading at 210 will actually get closer to my 220. So it may make it harder for me to close next week, but we'll see. We'll figure this out. So while the Visa trade didn't go through, my SPY did. And you can see what happened. It released some buying power, and that gives me some room to do some stuff. So I want to address an issue in my portfolio. Here is a stock that I purchased not too long ago. You can see that I added 50 shares last year, and I added another 50 shares recently. So I had 100 shares, and I was able to write a cover call. So what's the problem with this? Well, even though it says I'm up 15,000 on this particular trade, this option here, which is a cover call, it's preventing me from capturing all the gains. So what I'm going to do is look at all the things that I can do to increase the strike price up. Every time I move this $1 up, this is at 80, it's saying that I have to sell my shares at 80. But the shares are worth 192 today. So let me show you what it looks like on a chart. We'll go back to Yahoo Finance. Let's punch in the ticker symbol, and you will see the last 2 days have been an incredible run for this stock. If you see the 5-day chart, it was at $130 on Tuesday. Wednesday it went up, and then today is again. So big run. If you look at the 1 month chart, I cannot explain this. $65 less than a month ago. We're now talking $191. So at the time I put on this particular trade, you see I only got $5 for this particular option. This option now is worth $95. If I let this thing expire, I have to sell my shares at 80, which means somebody is going to capture all the difference. So it gives me, let me show you some of my choices. So here's the option. If you close this, let me show you what would happen. Let's just punch in 114. You see this? In order for me to try to put all that money back in my pocket, this is saying it will cost me $11,000 to close this option, which probably doesn't make sense if I do something like this. So what I'll probably look at is rolling this particular option to see what I can do. So let's do the roll option, and we'll play around. So if you close it, again, $11,000. If you hit the roll button, let's just assume a couple things. If you roll it to, let's say, close to market price, you can see how much this is going to cost me. Something like, let's say, 75. So if you roll it in the future, it will still cost me $7,000 to roll, but that means you put the difference of this in my pocket. Now, what are the risks? If the stock still goes up, of course you'll lose some upside. If the stock goes down, I'm already paying $7,000 in cash today. And let's say this thing drops $60. What if this thing is really worth only $120 a share? So this is not a smart move. You don't want to roll things to the current market price. Because if this stock, right, you look at this move, what if this thing retreats back down? And I don't know what the fair value is. So this is part of trading where you have to manage the risk. So a better idea is to roll it into something that you think, if the worst case scenario happens, if it goes, let's start using 90. If you roll this up to 90, it's only going to cost me $700. So what this means is it's costing me 700, but I'm moving my strike price up $10. So you're still putting money in your pocket. So the right balance is something like, let's find something where if you're moving it 20, it costs me 15. If I'm moving it $30, you see this one's not a good one. It costs me $1 to gain. For every dollar I'm investing or out of pocket, it will cost me, oh no, I'm sorry, this is 40 now. You see that? So this is costing, I gain 40, cost me 30. But I need to factor in, again, what if this thing drops? And I have no idea why this is moving up. So let me just try something like this. I pick a $30, moving it up. And yes, it's costing me cash. But what I'm trying to say is, if this gets early assigned, I will get this price. Sure, I'm paying $2,000 to get the 3,000, which means I'm still gaining 1,000. But again, options can limit your upside because I did a cover call. So what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to manage this position so I can still reap more dollars back in my pocket. While that was happening, another one of my limit orders went across, which is in the same position with, let me show you real quick. So Cloudflare was in the same sort of predicament. You see that it just happened. I'll show you that again. It moved faster than expected. You can see that the percentage gain is really huge. If you look at the date of when I purchased it, you see it's the same day. I added 50 shares. I made it 100. I had a cover call on it. It just went across, so this date will be updated for today. But again, what I'm trying to do is I now need to make this cover call, and I'm rolling this cover call, the strike price, up. So if I ever get shares assigned earlier, I still make profit. You can't complain about buying it at $22, and if I'm forced to, right, if somebody is giving me $45 for it. Now, I am losing upside, so my strategy is, over time, if my shares don't get called away, I'm going to try to move this closer to the current market price. But again, there is a risk. Do not move this directly to this, because if this share is just overinflated, and I'll show you the same concept, Cloudflare has moved. Let's show you the last 5 days. You see this? It was a $65 share. Now it's 73. I'll show you 1 month chart. Look at this. It was a $54 share. Now it's up. So it's the same concept. Where's the fair value? I have no idea. I got in at 22. So in the 6 month chart, you see that. It may drop. It may not. I don't know, and I don't care. Part of my trading is to make sure you don't take too much cash out of your account. You got to always have some cash to do stuff. The goal is to make your account value go higher in value. Since the APPN didn't go across, you see this, the Cloudflare went across. I'm going to show you something real quick in my master spreadsheet. Here you go. Let me maximize this so you guys can see this. I want to show you what happens with this particular trade. So I just have to go into here, add a filter, show you the historical, and here's where I bought it. You can't count that. So I've been writing cover calls every week, and you see I started writing cover calls at $34, then I have to roll it up to 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, and the last one was at 41. I'm not sure why that's not in here. That means there is a mistake in my spreadsheet here. Because if you look at this transaction log, I had a 41 and I just rolled it up to a 45. And you see this, I collected, actually I did not collect, I paid money for this. But I was okay with that, and I'll explain why. First thing I noticed was I put a filter on and I see the missing transaction, and here it is. It was on 1023. I went back to my spreadsheet and I don't know why I am missing 1023 from my sheet. And I just confirmed it by checking this. 1023 is missing. So what I'm going to do before I go on, I'm going to paste in the missing transaction so that my spreadsheet is more accurate. But you can see 1023 I am missing for this year. So I'm going to add that into my spreadsheet. I'm going to fix that before I go on. And here you go. I found some of these missing transactions that I did not paste into my spreadsheet. So I'm going to fix that now. Let me paste that in. And just to double check, I put the filters back on. I brought in last month data and you can see it. I'm missing 1023 data, which if you go in the calendar, 1023 is a Friday. So let me fix that, plug it all back in, and then fix everything. And because I'm fixing those, let me go grab all my transactions from 11/25, which is on Wednesday. I did not paste those in, so let me grab these transactions. And I just pasted that in. Okay, I fixed everything, and I always do this at the final thing. I always format my values here. So let's see. I'm gonna pivot this again. Now, if I fix this right, here you go. The 23rd is there. On that day, I made $231. So now I have that fixed. Now I can just remove that from my pivot. So this will be the numbers that I have for today. You see that? I'll refresh it. And that makes sense. So this is my updated pivot. And this is from my Square trade. I made money right here is when I opened a long call position on Square. I closed my position yesterday and I made money, and I did a video on that. But more importantly, let me show you the Cloudflare trade. And what I put on the filter, you see, this looks better now. My missing transaction, I just plugged in today. I didn't realize I was missing it. But that's the beauty of tracking everything in a spreadsheet. You can pivot and see what happened. So my point was, let's back to the original. I want to see how much money I made. So let's use a little calculator. And we will not count the first one. So there you go. So prior to that, I collected $488 in premium. But more importantly, I rolled the strike price from 34 to 41. And today I moved it to 45. So I'm still making money on a stock that moved against me, as in fast. Cover calls, while they do limit upside, you can still row, and over time, if you can prevent this from early assignment, I'm still trying to recapture the move or the profit that I lost from the limited upside by rolling it so that I can recapture some of that money back into my portfolio and not give it to somebody else. Hopefully you guys understand that concept. Unfortunately, sometimes when you're doing options trading, trades don't go your way, and I'm just trying to reduce my loss, or in this case, I'm trying to increase my profit because my cover call capped my upside. I know that's really an advanced topic. This is definitely not for beginners, but I show people what I do. You can see how you can still make money if you know what you're doing. You don't have to give up. You don't have to exit out of a trade. You don't have to accept the loss. If I did, I would have just took my $34 and I would have missed this huge run up. And you see it again in a couple of my holdings where even if the stock ran up faster than I expected, I'm still trying to make money on this particular trade that didn't go really my way. With that, let me just repivot this one. This is my other tab, my option trading per month. Now that I fixed this one will jump up slightly, and I'll show you what I mean. This is here's the old value. And I show you that I had missing October 23rd data. And this value here is outdated. So let's just hit the refresh button. And here you go. That one jumped up by the missing data, and this one jumped up because I now made money with Square, and Square was this one here, the long short. And you see Square didn't, it pushed me back into the positive here. This one was my Xilinx trade, and I lost money on a couple other things. But this is a good way to track what's going on. Now that the data is updated, now my data is accurate for the month. I have one more trading day left in this month, and you see I'm a little bit behind. That's because I took some big hits, and that's okay. I think this puts me in a very good position for next month, and that will bring this quarter to an end, and then we'll start all over again. So thank you for following along. This is what I do. I clean up my trades. You see that sometimes I made a mistake on the spreadsheet, but I copy everything back in from ETrade. All real data. My trades sometimes don't go the way I want, but I want to show you that with the proper techniques and methods, you're still trying to make money even on a bad trade. Those are advanced topics. Again, this is not for everyone. I still recommend most people invest through their 401k plans or your teacher's retirement plan or 403b. If you work for the government, maybe your TSP plan. I still recommend those type of investing. The things that I show, yes, these are more advanced topics. I want to show you what's possible, how other people make money trading in different methods and different ways. I'm a dividend collector. I still make money through dividends. And you see that here. Here's my dividend chart, the charts. You can see it. Decent dividends. As always, I'm Howie. I'm here to help you win with money. I'm a financial coach. Teach you all the stuff that I know. Help you get your portfolio to where you want it to be. If you want to protect yourself, there are many ways to do that. There are a lot of uncertainties in life and risks. For life insurance, I do recommend using the tool properly. It is there and it is designed to protect you and your loved ones from uncertainty. This year, we see it a little bit more than normal. We see that even young people can get COVID and die. If you have proper life insurance, you can protect your family. You can protect your house and your mortgage. Your house could be paid off in case of death so that your loved ones are still taken care of. With that, I always say, let's do this together. If you have friends and family who want to learn what we're doing, share these videos with them. Ask them to like and subscribe to my YouTube channel. It costs nothing. Please support me. You can use the affiliate links included below in the post. Please support me by buying a book from Amazon using one of my affiliate links below. Let's do this together. Let's do this $1 at a time and have a profitable day.